This store has made $1.9 million selling coffee mugs with dog pictures on them. This store has made $168,000 selling baby clothes. And this store has made $120,000 selling digital portraits. If you're just scrolling around on YouTube looking for ways to make money, I'm going to show you what I genuinely believe is the best side hustle to start today if you're a beginner: Etsy print on demand. I think this is better than dropshipping, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, you name it. Now, if you haven't heard of print on demand is using a third-party service to source, design, and ship custom items like t-shirts, coffee mugs, phone cases, mouse pads, etc., and then selling it directly to a customer without ever seeing the product, without packaging and shipping, and doing all of the physical work usually involved in having a merchandise store. Now, here's why I think this is the easiest side hustle to start today and why I would recommend it to anyone who's looking to make some extra money online. Number one, there's no upfront cost. You don't have to hold inventory. You don't have to pay for marketing because we're selling on Etsy, and every person on this platform is already looking to buy something. The only fees associated with this business is a 20-cent fee for every listing that you post, and then a couple dollars to buy mock-ups to make your listings look professional. So with $100 invested, that means you can set up like 500 different listings. That can mean setting up multiple niches, setting up different stores, and in a few weeks or months, you can start seeing some real results. Number two, there's no skills needed. We already mentioned that you don't have to do any marketing for this, which means you don't have to spend hours setting up ad campaigns and doing ad copy and making creatives. All you need to know is how to do some basic SEO and product research, which I'm going to show you how to do later on in this video. And on top of that, you don't even need to know how to design anymore. With AI, this side hustle is in a completely new ballgame. With a software like Midjourney, you can automate the entire design process and create designs that would have taken hours before in only a couple of minutes now. And number three, this is actually passive. If you do the work up front and you set up your store correctly and you do the right product research, you're going to see results for a long time without having to do much extra work every single week. And on top of that, Etsy has seen explosive growth in the past couple of years, like doubling their users in 2020. So I think it's fair to say that this business model is not going anywhere. And if you can find a little bit of success with the store, it just leaves a lot of room for exponential growth. So how much can you expect to make? Now I'm going to take you through some stores that have been created recently, not from 2015 or that are already established. I'm going to show you stores that have been created in the past 2 years to give you a good idea of the kind of results that you can see if you were to start this. So this is a store I just found looking on Etsy for a couple minutes. They sell items that are trending right now, like a Hasbulla shirt, Pedro Pascal mugs. And I know by looking at their earliest reviews that this store was started sometime around April, which was last month. And they've already done 592 sales. And I can tell by looking at all their reviews that their best-selling item is this tote bag. They have it priced at $19.95 and they're charging around $6 to ship it. That means they've done about $15,000 in revenue since they started last month. But how much of that is actually profit? So we're gonna go over to Printify. This is the platform they use to connect to your Etsy store, and they take care of all the designs and the fulfillment and shipping and all of that. We're gonna go over to their catalog and find the exact same tote bag. And this looks just like it right here. And on Printify, the cost to sell this is $7.15 or $5.51 if you have the premium account, and $6.59 for shipping. So let's assume you don't have Printify Premium. The total cost of goods would be about $14. Etsy does have fees on top of that. They charge you 6.5% for every sale that you make and an additional 3% as a transaction fee. So you add all that up and then you have your gross profit, which is about $9.28 per unit sold, which means that this store has made about $5,500 in profit its first month. Now here's another store that is kind of doing the same thing, except they only sell t-shirts. And this store has done around 44,000 sales since September 2022. And I calculated that to be about $352,000 in profit, which is absolutely insane. And even if you're conservative, if you don't believe that, you drop the profit by half of that, that's still $175K in profit in the first year and a half that you started an Etsy store. So there's a bunch of different directions that you can go when you're building out one of these Etsy stores. A lot of the other YouTubers on here recommend starting a custom store. So that's like where you have a product and then you just slap a photo or some words that a customer sends you right onto the product and then you pretty much call it a day. This is obviously super easy and people are definitely killing it by doing this. But it's probably the most competitive and the hardest to make a profit in, because pretty much every single custom t-shirt on the front page of Etsy is selling in the $7 to $9 range. And as a new seller with no connections to suppliers and you're not buying in bulk, you're not going to get rates like that. You're going to be paying in that $11 to $13 per shirt. So I think the better route to go when you're starting out a new store is to find a niche topic or genre and take over that part of Etsy instead of going for the whole pie. So how do you find a good niche? You could do this by guessing and just organically looking around on Etsy and testing out different things to see what works. If you want to do it the most effective way, you're probably better off using some product research tools. The best ones I found are Everbee and Sales Samurai. These are just really good tools for finding low competition keywords, finding trending topics on Etsy, and they'll just give you more direction to find a good product idea. First, I go to Printify and I'd go through their catalog and choose one of these items that I could source. I'm gonna stick with mugs because I know that these are one of the most profitable items that you can sell on Etsy right now. I'm gonna type in mugs on Etsy, and my product analysis tools are gonna help me to find different types of variations and different keywords related to mugs. I'm going to scroll through all of these until I find something that I think is interesting or that I could create some type of designs for. And here we go. I found the keyword physiotherapy mugs. This is a very specific niche. As you can see, some of these stores are selling a whole bunch of these like anatomy and doctor related mugs. And they kind of just reuse the same design over and over on different types of products that you can ship on Printify. So this looks like a pretty good idea, and you could also add a doctor's name onto it, so you have that custom part of it that makes it a little bit more appealing. And you might be thinking, well, I don't know how to do these designs. That's where AI comes in. That's where you could go to Midjourney, give it some prompts to create a knee joint drawing like this, bring it over to Printify, put it on a mug, and now you're ready to start selling. So the biggest challenge with this is trying to stick out from the rest and getting a customer to buy your listing instead of someone else's. The way to do that is through good SEO and good images. I would study other winning stores and then model your listing after theirs. Have a lot of variations. So if you have a coffee cup, really show a whole bunch of mock-ups and create pages of different listings and really try to cover every single different type of customer that could be searching for that. Reviews are gonna be a huge part of that. So as soon as you get your first couple of sales, make sure that you reach out to that person once they've received their item and try to get a review from them. This is going to start a snowball effect in your store where you get reviews, which are going to get you more sales, which will get you more reviews, which will get you more sales. The hardest part of starting an Etsy store is going to be that first 100 sales. So if you get a bad review or a refund for the first couple items that you sell, then Etsy is automatically going to take you off of that main page and make it way harder for people to find your listings. So make sure that you're especially focused on good customer service. Make sure that you're shipping out the products on time. Make sure that you're responding to messages. These are things that are going to make a huge difference in the short and long term. Now, I'm only scratching the surface with what you could do with this business model. Once you start seeing some success with your store and you have a product that's getting sales, that could be a good time to start running ads and really start growing. Then you could also take the product to a Shopify store and start building a brand on TikTok and Instagram. And before you know it, you've built a whole merchandise company. So the sky really is the limit with this business. And I'm actually in the process of building an Etsy store right now, which I'm going to be making some follow-up videos for. So if you're interested in seeing that, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.